Well, this mystery. Why a bat? And the story is quite interesting. So, to make a long story short, everything basically started when Mr. Facundo Bacardi, our founder, you see, he immigrated from Spain to Santiago of Cuba in 1830. He was a teenager. He was about, 15 years old by the time when he moved to Cuba with his brothers. The brothers were business people, and after establishing themselves as a family in Santiago of Cuba by 1843, they managed to open a liquor store named Facundo Bacardi and Company. And it was more or less like an import store. You see, they used to import different liquors, wines, brandies from all over Europe, but interestingly enough, they didn't sell the local rum. Because the local Cuban rum, actually, it was a harsh firewater. Some say it was invented by these guys, the Pirates of the Caribbean in the 1750s. And since it tasted so bad and so mean and so terrible, that the Bacardi didn't want to sell it at the store. Actually, it tasted so bad, it was also known as Kill Devil. But this Kill Devil or this harsh firewater, some of you may recognize it as a moonshine, because it was some sort of moonshine. But this was the prototype also. It was the prototype of what we know now as rum. So again, since it tasted so bad, the Bacardi didn't want to sell it. A couple of years have passed, and then by 1852, an earthquake hit Cuba, forcing Mr. Facundo Bacardi to shut down his liquor store. At the time, he still had a family on his own, with kids that he still needed to raise. So he realized very quickly that he needed money fast. So he thought about going into the rum business, but he didn't want to make, just another rum to make quick money to support his family. His goal was to refine, all the harsh firewater, all that Kill Devil, moonshine that people were producing in Cuba. So he spent about 10 years working and studying with fermentation, distillation, aging. He started to work with all these elements of rum making. And after 10 years, he came up with a rum that he liked. So he took it to his family and friends to see the reaction of the new rum, and they liked it. So they themselves took it to their own family and friends to see how they feel about the new Bacardi rum, and they loved it. So one thing led to another. They needed a bigger production. The family decided to buy, of course, a bigger distillery. When they got into the new distillery, they found out that in the attic lived a colony of bats. And they were only fruit bats, and fruit bats, they only eat mosquitoes and fruits. So Mrs. Amalia, Mr. Facundo's wife, you see, she was looking for some kind of symbol so that people can relate with the new Bacardi rum. She suggested him to use the image of a bat as a symbol of our company. Because bats in Catalonia, Spain, where the Facundo was born, in other regions in that country, bats mean good health, family unity, and fortune. And fortune, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think she hit bullseye because, look at Bacardi 150 years later. We still are the best-selling rum in the world. Actually, we are selling around 20 million cases of Bacardi rum a year worldwide. Right now, we have 2 distilleries. This is the main one. We have the other one located in Mexico. Now, the one in Mexico was inaugurated in 1931. While in Puerto Rico, we started as a bottling plant only in 1936. And then we moved here as the main distillery. Here, we produce the 85% of the total Bacardi production to the world. By the way, all the Bacardi rum that people enjoy in the United States and Canada, our main consumers, come from this plant.